In the heart of Ado-Ekiti flows a sacred river known as Omirin, the river of divine fishes. Here, the waters do more than nourish the land. They carry the spirit of a goddess. Local legend tells of a powerful deity who transformed herself into this river, leaving behind as sacred children the fishes that swim within. To harm them is taboo. To eat them unthinkable. According to the people, no matter how long this fish boils, it will never soften. And anyone who dares to defile the sacred order by catching or cooking a fish from Omirin will face the wrath of the goddess herself. The Erin-Ayonigba River is not only a site of mystery, but also of healing. The people believe that its waters cleanse the body and spirit. They drink from it, bathe in it, and use it in their daily lives, trusting the river spirit to protect their community from harm. Visitors often come to feed the sacred fish with bread, watching as they gather gracefully at the surface. For the people of Erin-Gio, Omirin is more than just the water. It is life, healing, and the heartbeat of their faith. Data according to the United Nations World Food Programme says 30.6 million Nigerians face acute food insecurity. Experts blame on many factors which include the security challenges in the North and Middle Belt, post-harvest losses, poor storage facility, and a couple of other issues. Over the years, there have been efforts at boosting food production in Nigeria, taking advantage of its over 70 million hectares of land, multiple agroecological zones, and a climate favorable for year-round farming. There have been several other such interventions by government at council, state, and federal levels, including the Produce for Lagos program and the 500 billion naira guarantee fund scheme by the Lagos state government. In September, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Yari, said the prices of food items have crashed across the country, but some Nigerians differ, saying they are yet to feel the ease.
Before, we said chicken 4 8 before, but now we sell 5,000 naira.
This one, before at the selling 300, now at the selling 500 because only it don't cost. Down at the selling, before at the selling 3,500, now at the selling 6,000. Everything don't cost.
About 2 months ago, we are buying the food like rice or back of rice is 70-something thousand naira, like 75, 78, 73. But now 60, 62, 50, 55 safe. So if I look, it's gone down now. Not say like if you have increasing the price now.
2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the annual World Food Day, which is celebrated on October the 16th every year. This year with the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future, the United Nations target building a peaceful, sustainable, and food-secure future where everyone has access to a healthy diet. To achieve this, experts suggest the way forward must be comprehensive, from tackling insecurity to investing in climate resilience farming to improving storage, irrigation, and transportation systems. That's in addition to strengthening farmers' cooperatives, access to finance and research. With the right investment, policies, and protection for its farmers, Nigeria may be on its way from food insecurity to food sovereignty. Because in a nation so richly blessed, no one should go hungry.
If you order both InDrive or Uber and you see this man run for your life.
Immediately I entered this man's car, there was something hanging in front of his mirror. It looked so fetish and...
But this same man picked me up, May 3rd, and he did the same thing.
Oh, chef boat, chef Uber, chef InDrive.
I'm getting scared because like, oh my God, what if he's the one? You guys, please be careful.
This is the man who goes around in boats, InDrive and Uber, allegedly robbing women of their belongings, raping ladies in his ride, and pretending to offer safe transport while carrying knives, scissors, guns, and other weapons in his car.
This guy has pepper spray, he has gun, he has sharp weapons, whatever.
For months, young women have cried out, sharing stories of their painful encounters with this predator. They talk about how he allegedly threatens them, hurts them, and strips them not just of their possessions, but of their dignity.
And you're telling me I'm not with your food. He's like, you want me to kill you here? Immediately now brought out the knife. He was not holding the knife. He said he's going to stab me to death. Started diverting to another route. That, do I have condom inside my bag? Look at what he was asking me. I said I don't have condom inside my bag. He now searched my bag. That he's going to send my body in parts. That he already has people that will buy my body.
Despite these cries and warnings, he is still on the road. He is still picking up unsuspecting women and still moving through Uber, Bolt, and InDrive like a hunter waiting for his next victim. And the most heartbreaking question remains, why is a man like this still allowed to drive? Why has no company taken firm action to protect the very people they promise safety to?
Uber are still allowing this man to drive after he has victimized a lot of girls. Every day they're going to complain about on riders. Every day.
So why would Uber and Bolt and InDrive allow a known criminal walk with them?
Will be employing a highway robber to be on the highway picking people?
Every day that passes without justice is another day of risk for countless women. What use is technology if it cannot protect the vulnerable? What good is business when it ignores the cries of the broken? To the companies, the question is simple. How many more women must be hurt before you act? How many more tears must fall before you listen?
Please, Nigerian police, come to our help. Like, the government should look into it. Police, they should look into it. And even close to like 8 or more were saying, oh, I've inside this man car before, or I'm a victim, or I almost got kidnapped. What? The worst part of this issue is that it has been reported to the police, but police did nothing about it.
To every reader, this is not just a story. This is a call to wake up, a call to demand safety, a call to make sure that no man, no matter how cunning, is allowed to use the wheel as a weapon against women again. Because as long as this man is allowed to drive, every woman on the road is in danger.
The government is not doing anything. Somebody should do something about this guy.
Every single day, Lagos generates over 13,000 metric tons of solid waste, more than many African countries produce in a week. But less than half of this waste is properly collected or disposed, while the rest piles up in streets, markets, and growing dump sites across the city, turning communities into ticking time bombs. From Ojota to Agege, Ayobo to Yanoba, and across Lagos, waste is piling up faster than it can be managed, threatening both the health of residents and the environment.
Very hard, like just to struggle for myself and for my kids too. So that life in this place is just for you to look for somewhere to just hide your head, just put your head.
And they face a lot of challenges here in this place because like what I'm seeing here, the place they live, kind of work they do, where they cook and what they eat, every day. It's going to affect them because many of them are here just for them to survive.
There is just one of two things that is come up is that they will have to sell something before they will see money here to eat. Either they sell plastic or a rubber or keg or nylon. So they will need to sell it. They will work hard to get the money here. But in this place, you see a lot of people they are living here. It's not like they don't have the money to rent house, but the money is too hard for them to see. Even though if they see the money safe, they will have to buy something. If rain fall, you will see a lot of water before you are coming into this place.
But beyond residents, thousands of people depend on these dump sites for survival, selling food and scavenging recyclables in risky and unhealthy conditions just to make a living. The question remains, how is the government tackling this challenge, and what is the plan for communities like Ojota, where the health of thousands is at stake?
We have monitoring and compliance officers who go around to enforce environmental laws. So since last year, we've arrested and prosecuted close to 200 offenders for littering, for dumping bulk waste. And we've also sealed a lot of facilities, commercial facilities that have not been obeying the environmental laws. We need to reduce the amount of waste we're generating. We need to reuse as much of that waste as possible, and also to recycle as much as possible. And that's the gospel we've been taking throughout the state. We're currently running a 2-bin system in Lagos. We have 2 bins, a green bin for general waste and a blue bin for mixed recyclables. And we have 80,000 of those, which we're selling through our websites. The 2 legacy dump sites at Olusosun and Solus 3 in Igodo. Each dump site will be replaced by a transfer loading station. From these transfer loading stations, we'll transport waste to new material recovery facilities, one in Ikorodu and one in Badagry. And those 2 sites collectively will process about 4,000 tons of waste out of the 13,000 we generate daily.
With this sensitization, we hope that the market women actually comply with the rules of the Thursday sanitation. That's number 1, which is very essential. Number 2 is to keep their goods and the things they sell in the proper places they are meant to keep them. Trade in the proper places they are meant to trade. Don't trade on the walkway, abide by the rules. Leave the amount of meters that's left to be on the road for cars and vehicles to, to move around. And not only that alone, it's also essential for our market women as well. Once they are done with the day's trade, they should clean and sweep, the place that they carried out their trade, their stores and their shops, put it in a proper, nice waste bin, tie it up, and take it to where the lawnmower operatives are meant to carry out, their duties, and make sure the disposal is as neat and as clean as possible. Because that's where we buy our food, that's where we buy a lot of things to take to our houses, and if it's not properly kept and the hygiene is not well done, we run dangers and, risk of having food disease and, disease outbreak.
While government agencies continue to emphasize citizen responsibilities, residents insist that stronger intervention and real actions are urgently needed to prevent further environmental and health crises.
In addition, we have waste-to-energy projects planned for our ECPE dump site, which has been closed. That's by the free trade zone. There's going to be a waste-to-energy plant there to be constructed by Harvest Waste, a Dutch company. And that waste-to-energy plant will take in about 2,500 tons of waste daily to generate 60 to 80 megawatts of electricity to power the future of Lagos. Loma has a partnership with Lamata to build a biogas plant that will take in organic waste, both solid and liquid organic waste, and generate biomethane to power the mass transit fleet of Lamata and the compactor trucks that we use for collection of waste stateswide.
for us as a local government, it's something we've done with our legislative arm within us here at Agege local government, is to make sure that anyone caught disposing waste the wrong way is going to be fined 50,000 naira, and they would also sign an agreement that allows us to know that once they do the same thing again, is either they pay more fine, and also we also hand them over to the necessary authorities to carry out all other regulations on the all other enforcement on them. For example, some people actually go to serve jail term, in regards to dropping refuse, illegally. That's one thing. And also environmental sanitation. People that don't sanitize, carry out sanitation in their houses, clean their drainages. We've seen
Welcome to African News 24 TV, your source for news and reports from around the world. I'm Mary Adim, and we're glad to have you join us on this hour. Stay tuned for updates on the latest stories making headlines. We begin with security. A fresh wave of debate has emerged after the leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, EL-ZAKZAKY, has questioned how heavily armed bandit groups can access sophisticated weapons, suggesting that such firepower cannot be obtained without the involvement of powerful actors. In a recent public address, EL-ZAKZAKY expressed deep concern over the scale of insecurity across northern states, arguing that the type of weapons frequently recovered from bandit camps points to supply chains far beyond local black markets. He insisted that the widespread circulation of advanced rifles, ammunition, and communication gadgets raises troubling questions about who is enabling the armed groups. While EL-ZAKZAKY did not name any officials or agencies directly, he urged authorities to come clean about the real pipelines through which armed groups acquire the weapons, insisting that Nigeria cannot win the war against insecurity if the root sources remain unaddressed. Still on security, the Police Service Commission, in collaboration with the Nigeria Police Force, has announced the commencement of a large-scale recruitment exercise aimed at enlisting 50,000 new constables into the force. According to officials, the move is a part of a broader strategy to strengthen policing capacity across the country, especially as communities continue to grapple with rising cases of banditry, kidnapping, and urban crime. The PSC says the recruitment is designed to bridge manpower gaps created by retirements, deaths, transfers, and the increasing security demands nationwide. Early details from the Commission indicate that the exercise will be conducted in phases, with emphasis on transparency, equal opportunity, and strict adherence to merit. Applicants are expected to undergo documentation, physical screening, medical tests, and background checks before being considered for final selection. The Nigerian government is engaging diplomacy to secure the release of 11 Nigerian Air Force officers and a C-130 aircraft detained in Burkina Faso. The aircraft had made an emergency landing due to technical issues, and the crew was detained for alleged airspace violation. Senior military sources confirmed that both the aircraft and the crew remained detained, noting that the matter has now been transferred to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for resolution. Commenting on the development, the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kimie Biemfa, said the Nigerian embassy in Ouagadougou had already commenced discussions with the Burkina Faso authorities. The U.S. Congress has expressed concern over the humanitarian crisis in Nigeria, particularly the situation of internally displaced persons in Benue State. Congressman Riley Moore, who recently visited IDP camps in Benue, described the accounts of violence and persecution as harrowing experiences. The U.S. House Appropriation Committee has reaffirmed its commitment to addressing the crisis, declaring that America will not look away as innocent lives are stolen. The committee is working on policy recommendations, including increasing security in the Middle Belt, ending impunity for perpetrators, and facilitating the safe return of displaced persons. The House of Representatives has suspended legislative action on 42 bills after a closed-door meeting with the Minister of Finance, raising fresh questions about the fiscal implications and policy direction of the proposed legislation. We have more on this report.
The Nigerian House of Representatives has temporarily suspended legislative business, postponing the consideration of 42 bills amid rising tensions with the executive branch. The move followed a contentious closed-door meeting with the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Budget and National Planning, the Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Lawmakers raised concerns over the non-release of capital project funds and the non-payment of local contractors.
It is a great pleasure that I rise to move that the House do adjourn plenary to tomorrow, 11 a.m., same venue. I so move.
While appealing to the clerk and the secretariat to delete the other part of announcement, which is not part of our programs today, I hereby second that we should do adjourn till tomorrow.
The session saw the House hold consideration of 42 bills and delay 4 committee reports, including proposals to establish new agricultural colleges in Kaduna and Edo State. Speaker Abbas Tajuddin also announced a political shift, revealing that Kebbi lawmaker Mansour Musa has defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress.
The All Progressive Congress offers a more coherent and disciplined platform, one that aligns better with the aspirations of our constituents and provides the stability required to deliver development and meaningful governance. My defection is therefore an act of responsibility. It is rooted in principle, strengthened by faith, and anchored on the overriding need to serve my people without any encumbrance.
This development highlights ongoing frictions between the legislative and the executive, while signaling political realignment shaping Nigeria's 10th National Assembly.
The Nigerian Senate has continued screening President Bola Tinubu's ambassadorial nominees, including career and non-career diplomats from across the country. The nominees will include Jimoh Ibrahim, Sulu Gambari Ahmed Mungunu, and Memuna Ibrahim, are being vetted by the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs. The screening process is part of the Senate's efforts to ensure that only qualified individuals are appointed as ambassadors to represent Nigeria abroad. The committee has given President Tinubu's nominees a rigorous examination focusing on issues of national security and competence. And in politics, the People's Democratic Party is experiencing internal strife as Governor Makinde and former Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike clash over the party's National Executive Committee meeting and the reinstatement of Senator Samuel Anyanwu as National Secretary. The Independent National Electoral Commission has rejected the NEC meeting notice, citing internal party rules. Let's head over to business. The federal government plans to borrow 17.89 trillion naira in 2026 to finance its budget. a 72% increase from 10.42 trillion naira in 2025. The bulk of the borrowing, 14.31 trillion naira, will come from domestic creditors, while 3.58 trillion naira will be sourced from external lenders. This borrowing plan is driven by widening fiscal deficits and declining revenue projections. Away from that, OKONJO-IWEALA, Director General of the World Trade Organization, and ABUDU, CEO of Ebony Life Media, have been named on Forbes' World Most Powerful Women's 2025 list. OKONJO-IWEALA ranked 92 on the list, recognized for her leadership as the first African woman to head the WTO. ABUDU ranked 98th, acknowledged for her achievements in media and entertainment, becoming the first African woman to strike a deal with Netflix. The Forbes list features 100 women who have achieved significant influence globally, including heads of states, CEOs, and entrepreneurs. Meanwhile, the World Trade Organization Director General OKONJO-IWEALA has celebrated her inclusion on the list, marking her 8th appearance on the prestigious ranking. In a post via her verified X, she expressed gratitude and reflected on the responsibility that comes with influence. On the foreign scene, a devastating airstrike by Myanmar's military junta on a hospital in Rakhine State has resulted in the deaths of at least 31 people, with dozens more injured. The attack, which occurred on Wednesday evening, has been condemned by aid workers and opposition groups, who described the scene as very terrible. The Rakhine General Hospital, a 300-bed facility, was bombed by a military jet, destroying at least one ward and leaving bodies shrouded in open air outside the damaged complex. Aid worker Wayun Ong reported 31 fatalities and 68 wounded, warning that the numbers are likely to rise. The attack comes as the military junta prepares for the elections on December 28, which rebel groups have vowed to block. The Arakan Army, an ethnic armed group battling the junta, had condemned the strike, stating that 10 hospital patients were killed instantly. The international community has been urged to take action, with human rights organizations calling for an end to the violence and accountability for those responsible. The World Food Programme has warned of a dramatic rise in hunger and malnutrition in Rakhine State, exacerbated by the military blockade. In other news, 3 Israeli nationals have lost their right to stay in Ghana. This follows the government's deportation of the trio over alleged ill treatment and deportation of 3 Ghanaian travelers by Israeli authorities. The Ghanaian Ministry of Foreign Affairs made the announcement in a statement released on X by the Foreign Minister, Sam Okuzito. According to the statement, 3 Israelis arrived in Accra earlier in the day, but were immediately expelled after Ghanaian officials concluded that Israel had unfairly targeted and traumatized Ghanaian travelers. Welcome to sports. Super Eagles coach Eric Chell is expected to announce his final 2025 Africa Cup of Nations squad today, despite injuries to several key players. Goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali is a doubt for the tournament due to ankle and hand injuries, while other players including Olaino, Benjamin Frederick and Felix Agu are also struggling with injuries. The Super Eagles are seeking to win the first AFCON title since 2013, and Chill's selection decisions could define Nigeria's campaign in Morocco. Also, Nigeria's Super Eagles, led by Victor Osimhen, are looking to restore national pride by winning the Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The team is seeking to bounce back from the disappointing World Cup qualification failure, where they narrowly missed out on a spot in the tournament. Osimhen, who plays for Galatasaray, has been instrumental in Nigeria's AFCON qualification campaign, scoring crucial goals including a late equalizer against Benin Republic that secured Nigeria's spot in the tournament. He has now equaled the legendary Olusegun Odegbami's goal tally for Nigeria with 37 goals. The Super Eagles will face Tanzania, Tunisia and Uganda in Group C of the AFCON tournament, which kicks off on December 21, 2025 in Morocco. Coach Eric Chell has unveiled a 55-man provisional squad featuring established stars like Ademola Lookman, Samuel Chukwueze and Wilfred Ndidi alongside emerging talents. Nigeria is aiming to win the 4th AFCON title, with the last victory coming in 2013. The team has consistently performed well in the tournament, finishing as runners-up in the previous edition in Ivory Coast. And to Champions League, Erling Haaland scored his 34th goal for the club and country this season to give Manchester City a 2-1 win at Real Madrid on Wednesday, while Arsenal maintained the perfect group stage record with a 3-0 victory at Club Brugge. It was a second successive home defeat for Real, following their 2-0 reverse against Celta Vigo at the weekend, and heaped more pressure on coach Xabi Alonso, whose side have won just 2 of the last 8 in all competitions. For Ireland, though it was a 24th goal in 21 City games this season and a 51st in 50 Champions League starts, while Nico O'Reilly scored first goal in the competition. Let's move over to the entertainment. Gaze Baba's No Turning Back 2 tops Nigeria's most watched music videos of 2025. No Turning Back 2 by Gaze Baba featuring Lawrence Oyo has been named Nigeria's most watched music video on YouTube in 2025, with an impressive 41 million views within 6 months of its release. The gospel song, which began a major hit within the Christian community, has also garnered 397,000 likes and over 22,000 comments. Gaze Baba celebrated the milestone on Instagram and X, thanking his collaborators and attributing the success to their obedience and cultural impact. According to YouTube's head of music for Sub-Saharan Africa, Adi Awofishayo, the video's success is a testament to the growing global appeal of Nigerian content, with 70% of watch time coming from viewers outside the country. The top 10 most watched music videos in Nigeria for 2025 are: number 1, No Turning Back 2 by Gaze Baba featuring Lawrence Oyo. In number 2 spot, Lahore by Charlie Poppy. Number 3, With You by Davido featuring Omalay. Number 4 spot, 99 by Olamide featuring Sheyi Vibes, Awake and Young Johnny. On the number 5 spot, Why Love by Ashoke. Number 6, Baby Is It a Crime by Rima. 7, My Darling Visualizer by Chella. On the number 8 spot, we have Kesse by Wizkid. Lahore takes the number 9 spot by Charlie Poppy featuring Burna Boy. And on the number 10 spot, we have With You Visualizer by Davido featuring Omalay. Also, Omoni Oboli TV topped the creators chart, followed by Itele Di Con Studio and Uchenam Bunabo TV. From music to movies, Behind the Scenes, a highly anticipated Nigerian film, open to audiences today as cinemas commenced advanced screening ahead of the official nationwide rollout scheduled for tomorrow. The movie, directed by Funke Akindele and Tunde Olaoye, boasts a star-studded cast including Toby Bakri, Scarlett Gomez, and Inidima Okoji. Funke Akindele, known for her blockbuster hits A Tribe Called Judah and Battle on Booker Street, revealed the inspiration behind the film at its premiere, expressing gratitude for the turnout. The movie is part of her tradition of releasing major December titles that attract large cinema audiences locally and internationally. The film's global distribution is handled by Film One Entertainment, with a UK premiere already held at Odeon Greenwich on December 4. Behind the Scenes hits Nigerian cinemas, promising an exciting cinematic experience. With preview sessions concluded, the film is expected to enter general exhibition across cinemas from tomorrow. That concludes our broadcast for now on African News 24 TV. Thank you for tuning in. Please stay connected with us on all our social media platforms, and don't forget to visit our website at africannews24.ng for the latest updates. We'll be back with more news at 6. I'm Mary Adam, wishing you a great day ahead. Goodbye for now.